fam, this is Shofar from Full Show Energy Work, and I'm here to talk today about the importance of breast orgasms. The reason for this is because in our culture right now, we're seeing a lot of, we're bringing into balance the divine feminine and divine masculine energies, and how is that looking in our actual physical bodies? How does that affect our physical bodies? So that's the reason why this video needs to be done about breast orgasms. First, I'd like to go into a little bit personally about my personal history with being introduced to the idea of it. Now, I don't know about you, but in any porn or, Hollywood movies, I never saw a woman breast orgasm. There was never an emphasis on that. There's never been anything that I've ever seen that actually depict that in any way. Nothing that I read, any literature, anything even acknowledges that this is something that can even happen, let alone actually, show or talk about it. So in 2002, when I met the first of three Qigong masters that I actually had the opportunity and blessing to study with, a gentleman by the name of Master Yao. When he came in, I saw him at his book signing back in 2002 for a book that he had just written called The Return. And right away my mind was blown, and so what I did is I reached out to him, and he came over my house. I think my mom and a couple of my younger sisters, a couple of my friends were over at my apartment, and he put up this board. And on this board, he had this woman, a picture of a woman, and I'll put the picture of this in this video. But he actually put up this picture. And with that picture, it depicted the orgasm actually starting from zones 1 and 2, as he called it in the picture, I believe. And he said that this is where, for a woman, an orgasm actually can originate from her power center, because the man's power center is his genitals. He actually gives out energy there, and that's why the woman receives the energy from him there. But actually at the woman's power center is her heart or breast area, and she's actually giving out energy electrical impulses from her heart region that when the man is in a receptive state, it actually goes into him. And depending on what's going on psychically in his awareness system, or what we call our nervous system currently in today's science, but I believe it, because of this work that I've been doing, I believe it should be called the awareness system. Whatever is going on in his awareness system will determine how those electrical impulses coming from her are received, and they may, form oxytocin or other things in the endocrine system, things that signify love. And but again, if his awareness system isn't clean, if his awareness system isn't hasn't been cleansed out in a certain way, he won't be able to receive these electrical impulses from the woman. So anyway, that was my history of it. Yeah, when he put that board up there, I was mind blown to see this change. And again, we want to talk one quick moment about, because I talked about how we don't see the breast orgasm in popular culture or anything like that. This idea of virginity, if we look at it, mainly is based on penetration. So if someone penetrated someone else, then both of them lose their virginity, right? The person that got penetrated and the person who did the penetrating. That's our popular culture. Well, if we take into effect how sensual emotional exchange, the exchange between the sensual, emotional, and that exchange of those energies, if we see that really with the penetration model of virginity, we're only acknowledging basically the setup again of the patriarchy of the male, of the masculine energy, because he penetrates on the physical level and the woman gets penetrated on the physical level in general. I know there's lots of ways to play with that. On the other way though, if we start acknowledging the emotional level of the woman, the electrical impulses that come from the woman, from the heart region, the breast region, and see that she actually gives out and penetrates the man, well, then that means that we need to rethink virginity, right? Because we have a lot of people still walking around virgins. And it is my opinion that that is why we see the consciousness level at a certain place on this planet. If more of the masculine energy, more of the men on the planet were actually being penetrated by woman's love, we would have a much different planet. So, yeah, that's something for us to look at, is that virginity mind. And take, for instance, also take in mind too that there's no way that you can lose virginity. Actually, if we're doing the sensual emotion exchange, if we're having penetration on the physical level, but then also on the emotional, psychic impulse, electrical impulse level, then what we will see is that we don't actually lose our virginity, we go deeper into it. That's a whole nother video though. So that was my personal history with it, seeing Yao's picture and the picture that he put up. He actually has that in his newer book, because it was in a book called Near, but he also has it now in Awakening the Master Feminine. Check that out. But why do we want a breast orgasm? Why do we want to help the woman breast orgasm? For her health is one thing. It's like, so we have these different psychic centers that are receiving electrical impulses directly from source. So they're coming from the dark matter, or the dark mother. They're coming directly from source. And again, depending on how clean, how aware our awareness system is, then we're able to receive these impulses. And so when we haven't cleaned out a certain psychic impulse, then it means that we are not able to actually receive from source that frequency. There's different frequencies, and those different frequencies actually are picked up by different psychic centers that feed into the awareness system, aka the nervous system, the parasympathetic and sympathetic systems. And then those systems also affect the endocrine system, which is the hormones, the steroids, the cholesterols in the body. And so we want to make sure that we have cleaned up the psychic center, help the woman to clean up the psychic center of for the breast organ, for in the breast region, so that she can receive the psychic impulses from source. And when someone hasn't received can't receive the psychic impulses from source, it's going to look kind of like a form of hysteria. It may be overthinking, because clear thoughts are not going to be able to go up to the head. That also deals with the gut, but that'll be another video. But then also self-respect, self-awareness, self-worthiness. If we're not able to clean the psychic center in that breast region, in the chest region, then we won't be able to have those psychic impulses, those electrical impulses from source, be received in a way that would be healthy. Instead of self-respect and self-awareness and worthiness and love, we actually will have sadness. We will have grief. We will have loathing and depression. We will have what else? We will have just over attachment or obsession. We have an obsession with someone instead of just a healthy attachment. And so what we'll see is that when breast orgasms aren't happening and stuff like that, the feminine may show up in these ways of not being able to actually receive love or give love. And breast orgasms also will help on the physical level. The mammary glands and the lymph nodes in this region are all cleansed out with orgasm, because orgasm is the release of tension, and it is also the release of psychic energy, or mental energy, if you will, emotional energy that no longer serves us, that is not in resonance with our evolution or everything. So these are some of the reasons also. And also another health benefit is insomnia, but and I'll go into this with a whole nother video, but I call it insomnia because in many ways we have burnt out the yin in the body, the yin aspect of the body, and therefore we're not able to actually sleep in a way that is healthy, get that healthy REM sleep and everything. So these are some of the things that the breast orgasm, why they're important. Oh yeah, and one other thing I wanted to say on that, the upper, in Chinese we call it the upper jiao, so it's the upper burner. And in Chinese medicine we have 3 burners, the upper, lower, and middle jiaos, or burners. And burners, because we are looking to, with the electrical impulses, we're burning off those things that do not serve us. That's one of the things that the orgasm and massage in the area, you know, and then also intention. Breathing with intention will also help to burn off these psychic influences in these regions, in these areas. And plus, for any ladies that have ever experienced it, they motherfucking feel good. You know, breast orgasms feel good. And just like the male's penis in ejaculation will vibrate or move back and forth and contract and everything, the breasts are capable of that same exact feeling and function. So there's different levels to it, different ways that we can go into that and explore it. If you have any questions or anything, or if you'd like to learn more about it, you can check out my book, Sacred Orgasmic Living. So, Sacred Orgasmic Living. I have workshops, and then also a podcast, and do energy work for both couples and singles, so that they can experience breast orgasms, full body orgasms, throat orgasms, you name it. We are capable of these as human beings, and these are all ways, again, to clean our psychic bodies. So again, I appreciate y'all checking out this video. If you like it, please share and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.